wide, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it gets.
Sam is right in the middle, spread eagle. He's what's it called? Mansplaining?
Yes. Well, no, man, that's verbal.
That's verbal. Yeah.
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 He's just spreading the legs.
Being a king.
Yeah, he's just enjoying life.
All right. Sam does not look that tall right now, or does he?
No, he does. Sam, how tall are you?
6'6".
We just go right into it. Like just,
6'6".
The intro can come on later. 6'6".
Yeah.
Oh wait. Probably. Hey, Lucia,
Well, I'm not sitting outside in that humidity, so
I'm gonna need you to go outside, please. Sam can't perform on command.
There's a building right here.
Yeah. Don't pretend that this is the Vulcan trailer.
I'm good with it if you guys are.
All right.
Welcome to stay.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Jimmy, take us away.
Yeah, so we're here. We have the man, the myth, the legend.
Right.
Sammy.
Thanks for having me.
Sam, how long have you been in pickleball now?
It's been almost 2 years. My first tournament was January 2023.
Masters.
Okay.
You
Masters,
played
Palm
Alex
Springs.
Newman.
Yep.
Oh.
I lost probably 11-3, 11-4 maybe.
Yeah.
Did you know Alex Newman? He's a SoCal guy, kind of.
No. I mean, at the time, I knew of Ben Johns, Annalie Waters.
Yeah.
Riley Newman. I knew.
Did you know Wes then or no?
Yeah, Wes and I have been like best friends since we've been 9 years old.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We've been very close. Yeah, and I knew Wes then.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Crazy. So you played your first tournament at Masters.
Yeah. Got crushed.
Got crushed.
I played mixed doubles with Krista Getcheva.
Oh, okay. Did
And
you have to eat vegan that whole week just to get on her level?
No, I don't think I knew she was vegan.
one of those
If
partner
I had
things?
known, I maybe would have looked for a different partner.
Yeah.
And then Wes and I played doubles. Lost to Christian Alshon and someone.
So
That's not bad. That's not a bad loss.
Is tennis harder or pickleball harder?
Tennis is harder. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
general statement, but
Yeah.
tennis is harder, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you have to work harder in tennis at the moment. If you want to be top 50 in tennis,
Yeah.
you have to work harder than
What
to
was
be
your
top
highest ranking
50
in tennis?
Pickleball. Highest ranking in tennis was 11.
What's your highest ranking in pickleball?
Oh, God. I don't, what? I've never looked at my ranking.
But like,
Not 11.
I'm just messing.
so Christian Alshon loves to send these tweets out.
Yeah, he was the one that sent out that viral one.
About how it's harder and whatever. But like in pickleball, take away like you and Jack Sock and like these actual like legit pro tennis players. Would any of these guys? None of them would touch top 50. And if they would have still been tennis, right?
In tennis?
Yeah, any of these pickleball pros would touch top 50 in tennis.
No, yeah.
Hey, look, it's hard to say. I mean, like if Annalie Waters is 17, if she quit and played right now, but most likely no.
Yeah.
Having said that, not to take anything away, like all the pickleball players are so talented and they like perfect their craft and they're working on it, and you're seeing now compared to even 2 years ago, these pickleball players are in the gym more and taking care of their body and they're fit and they're just becoming better pickleball players and athletes.
So this year, 2024, in the beginning, you got injured, right?
It was in April at the PPA in Utah in Red Rock.
Did you get to
Rock.
Did you get to play San Hollow at least before you got hurt?
I did. Yeah,
Okay.
I played San Hollow, and then which was great. And then next day in the men's doubles, tore my Achilles. Just absolutely brutal.
Fun fact: Sam and I played golf together about a week or so before.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take. Richie took us out to his country club and hung out. And Sam, listen, I'm not I don't think that I'm always surprised when someone recognizes me, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't think Sam had any idea who I was. He literally, in fact, Richie said, I think Sam's the only pro player that's not known you. And I was like, I kind of like this about him.
Yeah.
I don't think we had crossed paths
Yeah.
yet in pickleball. And
Yeah, but it was I liked it. Sam's like, hey, what's
But
your
our
name?
podcast has been going strong for a year and a half or so.
Yeah, I know that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
So-
but I honestly I kind of appreciated that about you. It was,
I'm more into when I first got into pickleball, I was in it, but now that I've been in it for almost 2 years, I'm getting more familiar with not only the players, but the scheduling, the social media of it, the podcast of it, and stuff like that.
But you still do a lot of tennis stuff too, right? You do.
I'll do, assuming I'm healthy.
Yes.
Right? I've torn my Achilles. I'll do probably 7 to 8 one-off tennis events during the year, corporate event, things like that.
You told me, in fact, you were going to go do Wimbledon.
Yeah. I was going to play Wimbledon Legends. This
with
summer.
Donald Young, right?
No, with James Blake.
James Blake, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
so it's 16 guys that get invited back. It's just an invitational for fun 1 week. It's not. It's played at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
It's not actually Wimbledon like in the draw, but yeah, went down with the Achilles and did nothing.
So where are we at in the recovery?
It's been 6 months. So I'm starting to dink a little bit in the kitchen. Tennis, I can kind of hit some rally balls. I can't run yet. The doctor told me to expect to be back around March 1st. Okay. So I've got about 4 more months to go. And so the Achilles is about a 10-month injury right now, which is very inconvenient.
And like when it happened, I watched it happen, right? Like it was kind of non-contact injury.
You were there at Red Rock watching it?
I saw it on TV.
Oh,
it was immediate.
Yeah,
immediate. You guys were in a tight match, actually.
We were 2 points away from winning.
Yeah.
I think it was like 11-6.
Yeah.
And
you like went for a ball.
Sue?
You kind of went for a ball.
Kason Campbell and Alhouni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mo or
I don't
Moda?
know. I knew you were going to ask me that, and I don't know.
C or the other one?
I think it was Mo. Because
I think it was Mo.
I felt
Jimmy
like
would know.
I felt like he stood over you like a douche. So it was probably Mo.
He's probably pumped.
Yeah. But I remember you went for a ball, and then like immediately you went down, and it looked like you kind of stumbled, and then it was instant. You were like you basically just like called off the like I'm done.
I knew what happened.
Knew.
I thought someone attacked me from behind. You always hear this from people. So you look back, you realize no one's there, and then instantly you're just like, I tore my Achilles.
Yeah.
I always told my wife, I don't care what injury happens to me. I don't want to tear my Achilles.
Yeah. Did it ball up like?
It rolled up. Yeah.
Rolled up.
Completely ruptured and then rolled up my calf, and I had surgery.
And then did you you drove home to West?
Yeah,
drive you
Wes
home?
and I got in the car like an hour later. I drove home, like 7 hours back to LA. I called the doctors on the way home. I tore my Achilles. Like, can I come in? This was a Saturday. I went in Monday and had it repaired.
Crazy. So you got after it.
Yeah.
So what will be the total time that recovery? Like
10 months.
It should be about 10 months, give or take a month or two.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So long time.
So what have you been doing in the meantime?
So the first 2 months, like nothing. You can't put any weight on it. You're in bed.
Other than making viral videos.
Yeah, and then after the 2 month mark, you're out of bed, you're walking around still very slowly with a heel lift in and limping around. Go to rehab 3-4 times a week. And I was, I've been commentating at a handful of pickleball tournaments. I was at the U.S. Open for tennis doing some corporate events. I'm starting to be able to do like some tennis and pickleball events, I would call them. Not like playing, but I can roam around and kind of get back at it. For practice now, I'm starting to do I do the Tuesday night clinics at my club at home, the 3-5 intermediate clinics. Oh, nice. So that's like where my level's at right now.
Yeah, you can.
And are you in LA?
Outside of LA, Agora Hills, about an hour north of LA. Okay. They were gonna have an MLP at Sherwood Country Club at some point. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
I live right near that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But they never had
Sherwood. They do a big golf event there.
They used
Genesis?
to. They used no.
Not
the Genesis at Riviera, but Tiger Woods used to have his invitational at Sherwood. Yeah.
At Sherwood. Yeah. Wait, is that where he wrecked the car?
No, he wrecked it during the Genesis. In
okay.
Palos Verdes.
Yeah. Okay.
Around there. Yeah.
Yeah. But Emily Ackerman is from.
Yeah, she's my neighbor. Although I'm very happy for her. She got married and moved away. She's now in Temecula. So she was like the one really good female player we had near us.
Yeah.
And we lost her.
Now you're stuck with
just Wes.
You and Wes. You and Wes just grind.
Wes and I just not right now.
Yeah.
Wes is just stuck with trying to find whoever he can.
Like when you guys would drill, you guys drill for like 30 minutes and then go play golf?
No, we would try to try to drill, for like an hour and go to let's go 100 cross court dinks, 100 down the line dinks. Now you work on the resets, I work on the resets and stuff like that, and then we'd practice just games and stuff.
And you guys have been friends since you were 9 years old.
Yeah, since 4th grade.
Since the bathtub, baby.
Yeah,
crazy.
So you've been playing pickleball a couple years. My favorite shot is the Ernie, and you being 6'6", as you said, should have pretty good length. Do you like to hit the Ernie?
I do. Yeah, I like the Ernie. Like mixed doubles is my favorite competition.
Okay,
by far. Yeah. I feel like if you're a tall guy and you're athletic, that's where you can excel the most, and so that's where I feel like I was the best. And I was always looking for the Ernie. And like when I'm at home practicing, I'm over Ernieing.
Can you touch the net from the kitchen lane?
Oh,
have you ever tried that?
I don't think I've tried, but I don't think so.
So last night in that celebrity, I don't know if you guys watched it, but
I was here.
Chris Humphreys. I mean, he is long.
Yeah,
and he's a little taller than you, but not much. But he was like it was like everything, even like a dink was an overhead because he could like reach over the net.
He could play too.
Yeah, he
I mean,
could play,
before
yeah.
it, I was chatting with him, and I was like, "You play pickle?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm a right side guy." And the
Yeah.
fact that he said that was
Yeah.
kind of letting everyone know, like, "Oh, all right, this guy plays."
Yeah,
often.
he said he's played like pro qualities before, like
"Oh, really?"
yeah, or maybe AP.
I think he did in Milwaukee
Yeah.
or Minnesota or North Carolina, one of those tournaments.
Yeah, played like pro qual. I don't know how he did, but yeah, he's a decent little player.
Yeah,
Until he got
for sure.
nasty by Golden Tate.
Yeah, Golden's pretty good.
Yeah, Golden's good. So I played with Golden. Kind of lives. Well, he lives in San Diego. Yeah.
He said he just moved to Nashville.
Nashville.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
He like splits time. But I played with Golden before, and yeah, he's good. He's just an athlete.
Yeah, you see him last night a couple times. Like,
Yeah.
jumped over the net.
Yeah, he's
like,
lefty, gets to everything. Like probably most
I
athletic
think he's
lefty
30.
in pickleball.
I think he said he's 36, so he's still pretty young.
Yeah,
you know, like-
yeah.
Weren't you the one saying he runs around his backhand 100% of the time?
100%. Will not hit a backhand. I was trying to. So we were playing in San Clemente, and him and Tim Parks had some pretty high stakes games, and it was me and Tim against Golden and Richie actually, and we were trying to force the ball to his backhand. He's so athletic that he just runs around it, and like it doesn't matter. Like you could rip it, and he's still like fast enough to get around it. And
Jack Saw kind of does that in singles.
Yeah.
It's hard to find his backhand.
Yeah, yeah.
He gets
Yeah.
around it. He did that in tennis too. Like he gets around his backhand as good as anyone.
yeah, for sure.
Did you? So you're a little bit older than Jack, right?
Yeah, I just turned 37, and I think Jack is 32. I think he just turned
32,
32.
33.
Oh, he's
I
young.
think.
He's still
Yeah, Jack is young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play against him on the tennis side
Yeah, we played.
a couple times?
I can only recall one time
Okay.
that we
Really?
played. He
Your
beat me
whole-
in the finals of a tournament in Houston, but unless I'm missing another time, but we practiced 500 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his
crazy.
reputation, Jack's, on the tour in tennis?
It's similar to the pickleball. Like he's known as kind of like just unbelievable athlete, crazy talent in doubles, pickleball, or doubles tennis. Won 4 majors, won the year in championships, got to 2 in the world. But at any given time, if you kind of let's say he was ranked 20 in the world in doubles, if you
Yeah.
would have just asked the tour like who's the best doubles player, I
People
think
would
everyone would
say
be like,
him,
oh,
really?
it's Jack.
Yeah.
And so, but there would be times in his career, where he'd get hot, have good runs in singles and doubles, and then maybe fade off a little bit and then come back. And I feel like Pickle's a little the same. He gets hot, he's got big results, and then might throw in a couple tough ones. But I feel like the pickleball, the way he plays and tennis, kind of mirror each other a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. Are you enjoying your kind of second career?
I am, yeah. I mean, I just kind of, I'm not gonna say fell into it. I knew I was gonna retire from tennis.
Yeah. Yeah. How did that happen? How did it come about to where you're like, hey, I'm going to try pickleball?
So like the later part of 2022, I knew I was going to retire from tennis.
Yeah.
The U.S. Open was going to be my last event, and I went to an MLP event in Newport Beach, summer of 2022, to watch Wes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm kind of down there just watching Wes.
That was MLP, right?
That was
Yeah.
MLP.
Yeah, I
like
remember,
before
yeah.
MLP kind of became something a little bit.
yeah.
And it was at that Newport Beach
tennis
venue,
club, yeah.
tennis club. And so I'm down there watching it, and kind of as you guys know, almost everyone who plays pickleball played tennis at some point.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around, and a lot of people there asking like, "Oh, are you going to play pickleball? Like,
Yeah.
what's your plan?" I was like, "Really? I'm just here watching my buddy."
Yeah.
And then there was some other people helping run the event that came from tennis, and it was kind of just casual talk with him, like, "Dude, you should get into pickleball." Like,
Yeah.
And
Had
so
you
then that
played
kinda-
at that point?
I had I had been playing for probably 3 years prior to that.
Okay.
But once every month, every other month, when
Yeah.
I was home from a tournament,
I kinda-
casually,
I kind of love your honesty here because I feel like there's this weird stigma in pickleball where it's like the less amount of time you played, the cooler you are with how good you are. And so there's a lot of people that come over and they're like, "Oh no, he's brand new," but it's like, "No, you've been playing." Like Jack hasn't said this, but a lot of people will be like, "Oh, Jack, he's brand new, he's doing this," but I heard Jack's been playing for years.
I've been playing with Jack.
Yeah.
At tournaments, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's
Not
like
a ton, but
Yeah,
enough, yeah.
yeah.
And so that was me. I was playing once, let's call it once a month with Wes and a couple guys.
yeah,
Basic though. We weren't like, it wasn't like, you get the left, let's switch. And
Yeah.
it was just like, let's play straight up. We'll
Yeah.
play games at someone's house. And so, anyway, so I'm at that event in Newport, and then kind of like a light bulb went off in my head. I was like, I think like maybe I can go play. Like pickleball's starting to kind of grow. Maybe there's a room to do something here. So then I kind of chatted with my agent, who's been my tennis agent forever.
Yeah.
And honestly, the first kind of thought was like, I think like I can maybe monetize this. Like no tennis players gotten over to tennis. Like
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a paddle deal I could get. I have no idea how these leagues work. There's an MLP, there's a PPA. It seems like they don't like each other. And so that just kind of got the ball rolling. And then I kind of was with my agent and like, all right, he had a relationship with Franklin. I've been with Franklin now, which is awesome. And then that first year signed on with MLP to play the 6 events. Got drafted number 1 in the Challenger League by Al Tylis.
That's
at the
right.
time. And I remember
DC.
chatting with Al, like later that year in December, we were both at this event in Vegas, and Al kind of approached me. He's like, "Hey, I just got a team. I know nothing about pickleball. I know like you used to be good at tennis. Like you think like it seems like you might think you're going to be good. I maybe think you're going to be good. Like I'm going to draft you number 1 with my pick."
Love it.
And so I remember telling people before the draft, like I'm going to go number 1 in the Challenger. They're like, "There's no way you are. Like you didn't even play." And I was like, "Just watch. Like I'm going number 1." And then then Al drafted me, and then
It's all about upside, Sam.
And so then later, then I started, practicing a bunch and things like that, and then that's how I kind of fell into it.
You've commentated tennis, right?
No, well, since I've been injured, yes,
Okay.
a couple times, but
Gotcha.
only
But
really
no,
I've done
but no
it
like
2
background.
times.
Like,
No background in commentating. I have the Tennis Channel studios are about 45 minutes from my house.
Gotcha.
So,
Dude,
just since my injury, I've since I fell out of downtime.
You're polished. You're well polished.
Yeah,
on
I
the
told
mic.
you this
Oh, I
yesterday.
appreciate
You're
that.
really good.
I appreciate that.
Like it's refreshing. Like
Yeah.
it's
Thank
Do
you.
Are there a lot of similarities between tennis commentating and pickleball? Or are they
I
different?
mean, because you've watched at least enough tennis.
They
right?
are, yeah. I would say right now I'm more confident in tennis commentating just because I still feel like I know the sport better, I know
Really?
the players.
Because you've done quite a bit of pickleball commentating.
Pickleball, I've probably done. We're here in Dallas. This is my 5th one.
Okay.
But I've done 3 days at each one, so I've probably done 12 to 15 days worth.
Gotcha.
All right.
There's, I'll say pickleball might be more fun just because when you go up there, you're going up in the booth. You're like, you get 5 matches today.
Yeah.
So if a match
Yeah.
is boring or it's someone I don't know and it's tough, you're like, that's not a big deal. I got 20 more minutes of this, then I get a fresh match.
Yeah.
For tennis, you could get stuck
5 hours.
like, and not 5 nutter to slam, but
Yeah.
an hour 40 minutes of someone you don't know much about, or it's a boring match.
So, talking during the point, yes or no?
In
Pickleball.
by the players or like the
The
fans?
Commentators.
You think it's okay?
Oh, I think it's okay for sure.
I do
100%.
too. So when I started commentating a little bit here and there, one of the rules I was given 2 rules: no swearing, and no talking during the point. And I thought if you have a 40-shot rally, and there's
Thank
all
you.
these digs and all these things, and then at the end of that rally, you have 10 seconds, right? And what do you say? Oh wow, right? Where if you talk during the point, it just seems like it makes so much more sense from a commentating perspective to like bring excitement. To be able
Agreed.
to talk during the point. It doesn't distract the players. They can't hear you.
And I try to not talk over the point every time.
Sure.
But yes,
Yeah.
a lot of the times
Yeah.
I'm making a point and you need more than 10 seconds. And
Yeah.
yes, some of these points, especially when you get to the doubles,
Yeah.
it could be 20 to 40-second points. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in favor of talking over the rally.
So last year, here actually indoors, you were playing with
James.
James,
Yeah.
and you were playing against Rafa and Connor Garnett.
Yeah.
And I was commentating with Ireland of all people, actually. And there was this insane point. It's gone like viral on TikTok. It's got like 20 million views. And on the TikTok video, it's crazy, right? I think Rafa went behind his back and Tyler had a tweener and 2 Ernies and all this stuff. And then at the end, all you hear us is go, wow. And then they start serving again. And it's like I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that could have been so much more,
You can enhance the point by like, oh my gosh, around the bat,
Yeah,
by talking
yeah.
during. Yeah, I'm definitely in favor
Yeah,
of
and then
talking during
strategy
points.
too, right?
I think a lot of
as you
people
watch-
had those feelings in the beginning when there weren't very professional commentators and they were just talking
Sure.
about whatever they were talking
Just
about.
still probably 50-50. But
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that's where a lot of those feelings came from in the beginning. But now I think most people hold those feelings that you should be highlighting, describing the points.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's I think you do a good job of that. Also, I
Thank
think
you.
you do a good job of like strategy wise, what they're trying to do. And
Yeah, I know at this point, like
Yeah,
what should
yeah.
be done, and
Yeah.
I'm maybe not as polished with the strategy as Dave Fleming.
Sure. Yeah.
But he can do that. And then
So
I
I
can add
went
to
back
it.
and you
Yeah.
did one of my matches. This was Houston. And I can't remember which match it was. I was with Alshon. And my backhand's a little bit unique.
Yeah.
And you said, let me think. You said something about my backhand, how it doesn't look pretty, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, I would think that's accurate.
Yeah, and I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to go make a
You chop it.
compilation.
You chop it,
Yeah,
you know?
something like that. And I was like, I'm going to go make a compilation of your great shots and then put it together.
To be fair, I remember that, Matt. That was an outside court.
Yes.
That wasn't the main commentary.
yeah.
But
I feel
that's
like when,
nice. I feel like
No,
that's,
it was fine.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
fine.
and when you're on the
I
outside
don't mind
courts,
it.
I feel like you can push a little more
Yeah.
with saying some.
Well, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Did you hear Vegas
Some
with
things.
Lindsay Newman and Christine Maddox?
No.
They were talking
Give a
about
recap of that.
Essentially, they were talking about how they wouldn't date guys with kids. They started talking
Okay.
about
Maybe not the time to talk about it, but I like
they
it. All right.
started talking about how they
How much money?
how much money they make, how they charge $500 for lessons. Wow. Christine Maddox is charging $500 for lessons.
Good for her.
I mean, is that the Santa Monica money or what? mean,
I guess. Look, you can charge whatever you want. I mean, how many people are taking a
Exactly.
lesson?
That's the thing, right? I charge $1 million, but I have no clients.
Right.
They were talking about rental cars. I mean, it was incredible. Everything but the match.
So that's an example of when they probably shouldn't
Yeah.
be talking during the
It was
point.
very much like the Marshawn Lynch. We're just here so we don't get fined. And so we're just going
Right.
to talk to each other like we're on the phone as best friends. And you guys can play pickleball in the
Yeah.
background.
Well, hopefully, as pickleball continues on this trajectory that it's
Yeah.
on, and we've got the app now with multiple courts, that there's quote unquote professional commentators
Yeah, Sure. yeah.
calling 4 of the courts instead of
Yeah.
professional commentators calling 1 court and
then-
whoever we can pick and choose from
Yeah.
around the grounds to call the outside court.
Which is essentially, I mean, you got to get your days in, right? And a lot of these players, if you're not playing MLP or whatever, they have that requirement.
Exactly.
And some are better than others, right? Like, obviously, you're very good. There's other commentators that are very good, and there's some that are just, it's just not their thing. And that's
Right. It's not
okay.
you can't blame them.
Yeah.
All right, Sam, when is our next photo shoot?
Like my personal photo shoot.
Yeah, Sam. So everybody knows
Back-
Sam, but Sam has some viral, incredible Instagram posts,
Some swimsuits.
swimsuits. He does a lot of very funny stuff. Your
Everyone
wife
is
is
warned.
obviously a good sport.
She's a good sport. My wife comes up with a lot of these ideas, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one you're referring to, Jeannie Bouchard did a post. I'm going back maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. She was doing yard work in a bathing suit,
Yes.
which she would never do, and
Yeah.
so
Yes.
I mimicked it and kind of put on like a similar bathing
Yes.
suit in
She's
colors.
wearing like
and
a
then,
green bikini.
like, why are you going to rake leaves and
Yeah.
sweep and do this in the bikini? So I kind of did that and put the photos side by side. It was really popular.
Yeah.
About a month ago, I did one. I'm sponsored by Rainstorm.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Rainstorm ads are like girls in spandex lifting weights and stuff. I'm like, all right, how can I make fun of that? So I just did a photo shoot out in the pool in my backyard with the swimsuits and the cans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to be funny and
Yeah.
do it a little different. The next photo shoot, I don't know. Anytime Jeannie now does any type of scandalous photo, Halloween, people are
Yeah.
like, when's Sam's coming? And
Yeah,
so
we all expect it
I,
now.
I don't want to flood the market with these repeat things. I'm waiting for a time
When
that people
nobody
aren't
expects
expecting
it. Exactly.
and boom, it's going to come out.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea, actually.
So we'll see.
Sneak attack.
Just stay tuned. Something will come out soon.
Yeah. You did one. You did a funny one too when you got hurt, like on your knee scooter.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah.
I mean, I work with a social media company now
Yeah.
at this point, and we
Yeah.
are constantly coming up with ideas. There's a calendar, so we're
Love it.
coming up with funny skits and things
Yeah.
like that, and I enjoy it. I feel like I'm good at it. My wife's a trooper; she comes up with a lot of the ideas, and it's a lot of fun.
You edit it yourself?
I do not edit it. I do not know how to. I know how to edit. I know how difficult it is.
Yeah,
and
so
so I've
you don't do
outsourced
it?
the editing.
You let
to
someone else do it?
Yeah.
This isn't you out here.
And I would
it's
say
just-
it's kind of a 50-50 on the ideas and the scripts of what we're doing. Like half are mine or my wife's, and the other half are the help that I get.
So you have how many kids?
Two boys,
2
4 and
boys,
3.
right?
Tennis or pickleball?
Tennis
for
or
them?
pickleball? Yeah.
They
Both.
they kind of do everything right now. Like the older one does a tennis clinic, he likes it, but then they constantly at the house I want to go play pickleball. And little kid, it's easier to hold that paddle than a tennis
Yeah,
racket
it's
sometimes.
true.
But they also like baseball and soccer, so it's
Do you
truly
have a
50-50.
court at your house? Pickleball court?
I do not. No,
Tennis court?
no,
Okay.
Just a pool.
just pool, just
The pool.
Backyard's all pool,
Yeah,
100%.
all pool. Yeah, that's fair.
But we have a club it's the club I actually grew up at playing tennis.
Oh,
It's near
okay.
my house, so we go there and they got tennis and pickleball.
All right, we'll wind this down, but tennis is very well established. It's been around for quite a while. A lot of money in tennis. What do you think are the next steps for pickleball to get to the next level?
Let's see if Sam for commissioner here. Let's
I go
hear it.
back and forth on this. People always ask me where's pickleball in 3 years? Sometimes I think it's going to continue on this trajectory and be so popular and keep growing. And other parts of me think it could kind of level off. And
Yeah.
I don't know how. I feel like right now it's a massive participation sport.
Yeah.
Everyone plays. Watching it on TV still has a lot of room to go. And I think the numbers are growing. I don't exactly know.
Yeah.
I think the next big goal is to like, how can you get a ton of people to start watching it on TV?
If you went, so I talked to somebody today. If you went to a park, just a random park in anywhere USA, and there's 100 people playing pickleball at a park, how many of them know who Ben Johns is?
I would say 20.
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah, I would say even less.
Maybe less? All right,
Yeah.
Like 10.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
now that I think about it, I'm going 10.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem, right? Where we're at.
Yeah, it's still the sport is so new.
Yes,
though,
exactly.
relative. I mean, I feel like really, it's only been here for 2 years to the mainstream public.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're doing a
are you
good
saying
job.
that it didn't start till you got in it?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. Till I stepped into the sport, no one knew about it.
You guys were
But
awful.
only within the last 2 years is it like we've got Pickleball TV. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
We've got. Well, look, we can see the Pickleball TV desk over there. So I'll give the leagues, everyone who's doing it, like a lot of credit. I feel like it's trial and error still right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think it can get to the spot where tennis is.
In terms of what? In terms of
like viewership,
Yeah.
participation globally, things like that.
So I was talking to a CEO of one of the major brands, and he said within 10 to 15 years, pickleball in terms of participation will outpace tennis.
Okay, I agree.
In terms of
Participation.
participation,
I agree
yes.
with that.
Yeah.
But
The
the
pro
difference,
level-
though,
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
participation is different than
Yes.
the U.S. Open bringing through 1.5 million people over 2 weeks,
Exactly.
having
So
TV ratings of
yeah.
millions of people.
Yes.
And-
So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, here on the flip side, right? If you go to a local park and people are playing tennis, how many know who Novak Djokovic is or Roger Federer?
Right, 100%.
100%. You're not even playing tennis unless you know them.
You kind of know them, yeah.
Yeah.
But if pickleball continues on this current trajectory, and you asked me this question in 30 years,
Yeah.
maybe all these people know who the number one player is
Yeah.
at
yeah,
that time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I don't have a good answer on like what I think
Yeah.
it'll get to. I hope it does though. Like it's really fun. People love it. It's
But
just
is it
how
as-
do you get them to continue to participate, but also to continue to like watch and like follow the storylines of these top players.
Yeah. What is
All right,
on-
last question. I said
what
that
is on
last
that
time.
girl's back? What is that?
I'll stay here until whenever. Too.
Is that a court? She bringing her own court?
It's a table. It's a massage table.
Oh, gotcha.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a court?
Sam knows.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
Roll out the court?
Yeah, you bring your own
Yeah,
court.
like in tennis, my last probably 10 years, I traveled full time with a physiotherapist.
Oh, you okay?
Spent 3 hours on the table every day.
Did you ever have
stretching?
Did you ever have a bus?
No, I didn't have a bus.
Hey, I heard something today.
What'd you hear?
Breaking news. Scott, Annalie's bus driver, got fired. He's gone.
He didn't want to have that same encounter of mistaking you for Scott.
Yeah. Did you know Stephen Waters gave me a back rub?
Really? How'd it feel?
Yeah, in Vegas. He walked up to
He
me.
thought he was Scott.
He walked up to me, started and I don't think the Waters loved me, which is okay. But he started rubbing my back, and I was looking, and Hayden was sitting there, and Jackie Kawamoto, and they're looking at me like, "Are you guys friends?" And then he looks down and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I thought you were Scott, the bus driver."
Is a bus driver like that easily replaceable? Is it,
I don't know. I mean, they talked about how great.
I want to tour that bus. If Annalie
too.
watches this, like
Yeah,
I love
Annalie,
motorhomes.
yes.
Like I want to
Yeah,
check
me
that
too.
thing
Like,
out.
she did a
I could
little
probably go knock on
video.
the door and just get a little tour.
I feel like you could.
Wait,
Yeah.
feel like I could
So
too.
who drove the bus?
I don't know.
Lee is
It
not
wouldn't
driving the
shock
bus.
me. It wouldn't shock
Lee
me.
is not driving the bus.
Hey, it wouldn't shock me if they just tow it to the spot and it never actually runs. You know,
Who's
load it
towing
up
it?
on a semi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Andiamo?
He has a bus now.
No.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
sprinter.
It's a sprinter van.
Yeah.
But
drives it to tournament.
yeah, it says Andiamo on the back of the pickleball.
Wow.
Red. There's
pretty
too
cool.
much money in pickleball right now.
There's too much. That's one of my complaints. Like amongst players, when you hear some of these players out here complaining about scheduling or, oh, this venue or like the balls, like everyone, we're all overplayed pickleball players. Like you should be
So that's
so
what I was.
grateful and happy
That's
for
what
what's
I was
going
about
on
to
right now.
ask you. Is to my understanding, I never played pro tennis, but they have the 4 majors.
Yep.
And then they have 8 to 10 bigger, smaller tournaments.
Correct.
And so you're talking about 15 to 20 ish tournaments for tennis.
No, so they've got the 4 majors. Those those 9 other big events.
Yeah.
And then under that, there's 70 other events.
Sure, but those are like satellites or challengers.
No, they're like ATP 500s and 250. They're big events.
But
they're
you don't have
you
Roger
have-
Federer, Novak Djokovic playing those tournaments,
They'll
right?
play some. They'll play
Some, right?
3 of them a year.
So how many tournaments do you think Federer was playing throughout a year?
Or how many were you playing a year?
Yeah, how
They
many
took
were
your best 18 for your ranking in tennis.
Okay.
And you would usually, the top players, Djokovic, Federer, Nadal, would play 18 to 21.
Okay.
And then the lower rank down, like for me, I would be 23
Okay.
or so.
So would you play, like if you had a bad tournament, would you add one to make sure that your top 18 were, or not really?
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of
Yeah.
like, of those 18, the 4
Yeah.
majors counted, those 9 other ones counted. So like
Yeah.
at any given time, 13 counted.
But you guys did have an off season of 1 to 2 months or so, right? In
6
tennis?
weeks.
Okay.
The last tournament was usually like the last week of October, first week of November. If you made the year-end finals, it was like the year-end finals in tennis right now is next week.
All of Tyler's he's getting debunked right now.
Yeah, so we actually, this is a big debate amongst tennis players, the off season and stuff. Like, let's cut the season short in September 1st. I think that's terrible. Like, it's great, yes, if you're these top players.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of speaking on tennis terms now. If you're the guys ranked 40 to 100 and all of a sudden you just take off the last quarter of the season, that's 10 opportunities you can't have to go make money and improve your ranking and all this.
What's
and
a guy 40 to 100 make in tennis?
I looked at this yesterday. If you, there was 70 male players that made $1 million or more in prize money this year.
Okay.
For tennis.
For tennis,
Yeah.
prize money only though.
Yeah.
You got
Endorsements.
endorsements and
Yeah.
stuff. So I would
Yeah.
say on the men's side, there's at least 100 players making $1 million a year.
Okay.
Total.
And pickleball, you probably have
$1 million a year,
2.
4, 5.
yeah,
5.
3. Ben, and Andiamo somehow
Annalie.
because he stole money. Should give it back.
Well, yeah, I would think.
Annalie definitely.
I would think
Annalie-
Jeannie. I would
Jeannie,
think Jack's getting
Jack.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, I would say with
I'm at $9.99.99.
yeah, Sam.
I'm not there.
Yeah, Sam's $1. They just didn't.
But you
want,
have quite a bit of expenses with tennis, all the traveling, right?
Tennis, you pay your you would pay a coach, a physiotherapist, all your travel. Your hotel was paid for at every event
Okay.
for
that's
the
nice.
entire week. So outside of hotel,
Yeah.
you paid for everything. Now sometimes you could get at tennis tournaments, one of those smaller ones, an appearance fee,
Yeah.
and they would pay you. And in that appearance fee, you can get a money, and they would say you can have 3 hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So you can get an extra one.
nice.
So,
That's nice.
but,
That's how. That's
your
how
expenses
golf,
were high.
That's kind of how golf is, where like
Very
some of these,
similar.
smaller events, they'll give you an appearance fee. You'll see guys like Tony Finau. He's from Utah, lives pretty close to me, and he played in the Shriners for years and years because they're giving him an appearance fee.
I do think on golf though, I don't think you can get an appearance fee in a PGA event.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
believe
You
that's
go
a
to
rule.
Mexico.
Mexico, you
They
see them
to
occasionally go to like
Mexico one.
Tokyo.
Yeah,
these places
Dubai.
in
The Dubai
they'll
one.
get-
Tiger would always go
you
to
get
Dubai.
paid there, but PGA
Yeah.
Tour,
That
no
makes sense.
appearance fees.
Yeah.
With coaches in tennis, how was the payment structure? Was it a salary or was it a percentage
like a
of your
caddy?
winnings?
It was
Or
both.
both?
Generally, I can kind of only speak for what I did, but I think most players did this. A lot of times you would give them a monthly salary or a weekly salary,
Okay.
and then you would usually give them 8 to 10% of your prize
winning,
money.
yeah.
You can structure it different. I had one coach who was like, "Look, give me 13% of your prize money and no monthly. Like
Yeah.
I'll
It's a guy betting on you.
right exactly. I
Yeah,
kind of like that.
yeah.
But generally speaking, that's monthly, and then
Yeah. So it is
and then
almost like a caddy. Very similar.
very similar to a caddy. Yeah, and you can throw in some other random bonuses, stuff like that.
Oh, Jimmy will like this.
So you have a new podcast.
yeah.
Nothing Majors Pod.
Yeah, it's with John Isner, Jack Sock, Steve Johnson, myself. It's called Nothing Major because we never won majors in tennis.
Yeah.
Jack won majors in doubles, but
Do they
on the
not,
tennis tour,
They don't count. I
they
mean,
don't count. On the
but,
tennis
like,
tour, there's a lot of
Nobody cares about doubles and
look. This is a rough statement, but it's true. The doubles players on the tennis tour are failed singles players, right? They all try to play singles.
Is this a direct shot at the Bryan brothers?
No, the Bryan brothers are the one team that are different. They're the one team that are different. But they would admit too. We joke it around. They're like, for every 10 majors they won in doubles, that's worth one singles title.
Yeah, that's fair.
And on the doubles tour, on the tennis tour, doubles prize money is 1/10 of the tennis prize of the singles.
So that was funny because I was when Donald Young just made his run at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And mixed doubles is even less.
Mixed doubles is only at the majors. You gotta do it 4 times a year.
But I
yes.
was looking at the prize money, and it was nothing for a finals appearance.
I think it was 100,000 total for
That he had this-
for winning U.S. Open. So I think that's 50
the
each.
winner I think got 150 and finalists got 75.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
maybe a little more. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you take that mixed the mixed doubles draws at any major,
Yeah.
there might. I mean, sometimes there's a guy in the top 100 of singles that plays. Sometimes there's never a guy in the top 100 of singles that even plays the mixed doubles.
Yeah. Yeah. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean,
where
yeah.
pickleball
When did
is-
Federer, Nadal, or Carlos play?
Never.
Yeah.
They've never played mixed doubles
Yeah.
in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, if you're at a major,
You're locked
you're in the
in on something
quarterfinals. Like
else.
you need the day off. Are you gonna go play a mixed doubles match
Yeah.
if you're better?
Yeah.
So nothing major. You guys are releasing once a week.
Once a week on Fridays.
So today one just came
yeah,
out.
we're finally on YouTube as of last week.
Oh,
too.
you are? Okay.
Yeah. And so
That's
yeah, it's
awesome.
fun. It's mostly a tennis podcast, but we talk about pickleball a little, bit too.
Well, I mean, 3 of the 4 you play. Does Steve Johns play pickleball?
Yeah, Steve plays.
Okay.
Yeah,
But he's not trying to go.
He's
pro,
not. He's
or-
not trying to go pro. He's got some work to do, but he's not bad.
Yeah. So you guys are all you guys have all started playing pickle at least a little bit.
Yeah, all the tennis players play a little pickleball.
They do?
They
Is
all
that
do.
like that?
They all do.
Have you played paddle?
I only a couple times. I mean, padel
Padel.
I don't know.
Padel.
in the
I keep
K-
going back and forth.
Yeah, only a couple times though.
Okay.
There's one over here.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I
One
saw
over
that.
here. Yeah. In fact, when Ben and Colin lost, he went straight to that because I think he needed a little confidence boost.
What's the sentiment with tennis players about pickleball?
They're interested in it. They like it. Early on, I think go back 2 years ago, it was a little bit of maybe not a joke, but a laugh. It's like, pickleball.
Sure.
And now it's definitely kind of the pendulum started to kind of swing with those top tennis players have a lot more respect for these top pickleball players, and they've realized like how good they are and how hard they work and how they've perfected their craft and things like that.
Do you think you're a big part of that? Like bridging that gap? I feel like you're the pioneer.
Look, I'm the pioneer for sure.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
I don't. I think if I never got into the sport, it would probably be at the same place.
Yeah,
it is
but
right
like,
now,
but like, if it was somebody else that made that transition first, I think a guy like you, who's well liked by everybody, was massive.
that probably helped a little bit. Yeah.
Even like Jack, if Jack would have made that transition first, I think that I'd been like, whatever,
yeah.
you know. But like a guy like you, were like you were huge in bridging that gap, and
Yeah.
I think that had Jack wanting to follow, and
I mean, Jack, myself, Donald, Jeannie, no one's quitting a tennis career where you're ranked 50 in the world to come to
Exactly.
pickleball.
All on the tail end,
It's all on the
right?
tail end. I'll be curious to know, though, if there's someone that, all right, I'm ranked 75 in the world in tennis, but I'm really good at pickleball. And
Yeah.
I think Kwangdong's kind of a good example of that. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys know his background.
well, he had
but,
an SC scholarship, right?
and he
for
was like one of
tennis.
the top 5 juniors in the world in tennis.
Yeah.
And like normally you would never just leave that to go play pickleball.
Yeah.
Who knows what he would have done in tennis, but
But you would think
pretty
that,
big risk that he
to
took,
just
and
give
it's paying
that-
off. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to give that a run, right?
Yeah.
Like just to see what
Cool.
would happen. Yeah, is he the probably other than like the actual pros, probably the highest ranked tennis player that came over?
Alshon was pretty good.
Well, he was more he played like D3. He wasn't,
like
Yeah, I'm,
wants to say
I'm an
something?
Alshon guy. I like Alshon.
but he wasn't
He's good. Didn't he play D3 though?
D3, yeah.
Well, he went
to-
D1 and he got kicked off, and then he went
Yeah.
Did he
D3.
play? Was he starting on the lineup at D1?
I think he was top 6.
Okay, that's good. He was good then. But
At Virginia.
yeah. So I think Kwangdong, yes, is probably the best.
Yeah.
Has the best tennis resume outside of the
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeannie, Jack,
Do you,
myself.
do you guys have a name for yourselves? Fab Five?
No, we definitely
You
don't. But I'm saying
Yeah.
out of the
Like-
4
like-
players that like played on the tour.
internally though, do
Yeah.
you?
No, we don't.
You don't?
We don't
Really?
We don't at all.
I mean, Jeannie hasn't played in a while. I mean, she still plays.
Jeannie's
but
getting good. Like
she's getting really good.
credit to her. Those first 2 months were embarrassing.
Tyler had to play with
and
her.
she has
First tournament.
Tyler was her first partner.
Right, she's like a legit player now.
She's good
and,
now.
like,
She
she's
is good.
And
In fact, you know what shocked me? Last night in that celeb thing, Jeannie, first of all, she looked like the pro, and she
Yeah.
wouldn't have looked like the pro
right.
in January. And then when Jenna Bandy lit her up, which I thought was wild. in
Yeah.
the
I
celeb
went to high
thing.
school with Jenny Bandy.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. When Jenna Bandy lit her up, Jeannie freaking sped one up right in her face
Yeah.
the next ball.
Nice.
It was
No,
incredible.
And Jeannie's, I feel like Jeannie out here, she's friends with everyone. Her
Yeah.
effort's
Yeah.
good, smile on her face. Like she's been a huge add, I feel like, to
Yeah.
pickleball.
yeah, we haven't had her on the pod yet. She said she would come on though this week.
All right, we got her on our pod.
Oh, you guys are
If
better.
you just
than us.
kind of just press enough, and
You got it, yeah.
annoy her.
Take
she'll
some
just
take some pictures in that neon
Right?
swimsuit.
If you
You'll
got
get
her
her
Yeah,
on,
but
on.
like,
you
yeah.
do a swimsuit
I
photo
don't know if
shoot,
I can
and
get away
then-
with it like you. I don't know
Come
if I can
on.
get away
How do
with
people
it.
stay up to date with you, Sam? Instagram, is that the easiest?
Instagram. That's the only. Yeah,
Okay.
I do have a TikTok. I'm not as
You do?
like, yeah.
Oh,
I'm not as
gotcha.
big on there, but like yeah, just
Sam is
Instagram
the
is.
guy.
I'm all.
What is it?
all about it.
What's your handle?
Just Sam Querrey.
Sam Querrey.
Querrey.
No, like-
but I'm an Instagram guy. That's
You
where
are.
the majority of
Do
my.
you get a lot of DMs?
Yeah, because I've been starting to do some of this stuff. Like send me your tennis serve in, and I'll grade it or roast it.
I
I actually did that, and now there's like 1,000 videos.
I gotta
Sam.
go, guys. I gotta
Oh.
go warm up Connor.
Oh,
you guys
okay.
can keep going. If not,
Oh
then
no,
that's good.
yeah. We'll go for a second.
yeah.
Hey,
Just
I
push the red button there.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll add this to it. I had that idea not for serves, not tennis serves, but have people play pickleball because Max Homa does it.
That's where I got the idea. Max
Yes.
Homa, exactly.
And so I was like, we should have people play pickleball, and then just kind of talk
Yeah,
about
so
their game. But
I'm
you're doing
that
tennis
for serves
serves
now.
Yeah.
And it's fun. So yes, I have 1,000 serve videos.
Yeah. You need like a separate email.
that
for
I'm
them.
not going over someone else and someone
a
else. You
separate
pick the
email.
10 and then
in fact, I saw you
roast it.
did one. You said something like it was a guy that had like pace or something, right? He like went slow and then super
Yeah.
fast. Yeah.
At
those are
first, it
funny.
started. I might have misled people with like, "Hey, I'll help your serve," and then
Yeah.
I meant to say I'll roast your serve.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I can't
And
help
have
it.
you seen Homa's the most recent one he did with the guy that had one arm?
No.
He had one guy he sent one in. He had one arm, and Homa said, "You're not gonna make me do this, are you?" He said, "You really aren't." And he said, and Max Homa said, "What's your handicap?" And then he was like, "I know who you voted for because you only have a right wing." Yeah.
Homa's excellent. Though.
He's great,
But the
yeah.
guy with one arm that sent that in, that's what he wants,
He knew,
right? Like,
yeah.
He wants to feel that. Oh,
It was
that makes me
incredible.
like. I'm already a massive Max Homa fan. That makes me like him even more.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, all right. Keep up to date with Sam. Yeah.
thanks for having me on.
dude.
That's
Appreciate
fun.
it. Yeah. All right.